Good afternoon, my viewers out there. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, listening to me all over the world. We have tried to come up live, but the wrong weather or the bad network cannot sustain us online. Hence, we wish to make this video officially for you to reach us through our handle at Easter Youth Network on YouTube, over our Instagram handle at Chukwuemeka Manze, over our Twitter handle, which is X, at Amadoha_Imo. We are talking about Jesus Christ and his apostleship, how it concerns our culture. We are still on linking the culture to the gospel. We are interpreting the meaning of the gospel language to our culture. I am a cultural representative of my race. I am Dr. Charles Chukwuemeka Manze. I am a Royal High Prince and also in view the Royal Majesty of Nsiri Mohammed Autonomous Community. I have invested years and time studying the culture because my aspiration and calling has to do with the throne, and I have to come down to understand the culture that I will ascend to look into. And no matter how ecclesiastic we claim to be, no matter how civilized we claim to be, our roots cannot be neglected, neither our existence be attached to that of slavery. By so doing, I wish to express in all confidence to you that the gospel of Jesus Christ is a depiction of our cultural heritage in its human manifestation. I repeat, the gospel of Jesus Christ is the depiction of our cultural heritage in the human manifestation. So today I want to prove this fact, expressing the Savior and his 12 apostles, how it is connected or what it means in the ancient mystery of our ancestors. When we talk about Ordinary Igbo or Omenani Igbo, we talk about the salvation principles of exhortation in our cultural approach. We are not, when we talk about Omenani Igbo, we don't talk about the tai-tai, and na-ekwu okwu charm and nshi agwọrọ agwọ. Ọ ihe anyị na-akọwa. Ihe anyị na-akọwa bụ ụkpụrụ aha, ụkpụrụ nzọpụta aha, ụkpụrụ alaeze aha nke si n'omenala eme. Ụkpụrụ nke nzọpụta alaeze aha, ụkpụrụ nke nzọpụta alaeze aha eji aga na alaeze aha bụ na ya bụ salvation aha. Ụkpụrụ aha wụ salvation. So ụkpụrụ nke nzọpụta aha eji aga alaeze, ọ wụ ya wụ ihe omenala pụtara. Omenala awụ nshi agwọrọ agwọ. Omenala awụ because na igburu evula. Liwe onye dibịa awụ because ndị gara mmiri ga-akụọ bel gbubi ọkụkọ isi tii na mmiri lọhe mere onye dibịa. No, na ala asa aja asa, ala kwa enwe ọkpụkpọ oku. Onye mgbasa ozi na-enwe ọkpụkpọ oku o ji agbasa ozi. So ike ahụ a na-eji agbasa ozi ọ wụ ihe anyị na-akọwa. Ike ndị a niile ka Jizọs Kraịst chịkọtara ọnụ o jiri rụọ ọrụ. Ọ wụ ihe mere ya eze ka eze, ọba ka ọba. Ọ wụ ihe mere ya the most powerful among all that have labored on earth. Each of other prophets that labored on earth pick one of these apostles to work with. I will explain as I am mentioning them. I will explain. Some use 3 out of these 12 apostles. Some prophets use 1 out of these 12 apostles. Some prophets use all. So it depends on the one you use will determine how strong you are. So in this teaching today, you will understand those mysteries that were used by ancient prophets that made them who they are. They were all cultural mysteries. None was because they shouted on the altar or the pulpit. I want you to understand this. I'm sorry on Facebook, the network did not allow us to go live so that you can see me all over the world, but this message will still get to you from our platform on YouTube onto the Facebook, so you can have a full understanding of what we are discussing. So I talked about Amadeo Hankuma being Peter. Upon this rock I will build my church, which Jesus Christ demonstrated using Peter. He is the principle of Amadeo Hankuma in my culture. The principle of Amadeo Hankuma in my culture is the principle that Jesus Christ manifested when he used Peter to demonstrate that principle. And the name in the English language is what they call Adonai. Amadeo Hankuma, Adonai. Amadeo Hankuma, Adonai. Okay, the second is what we call Nwoko Ruru Dike. Nwoko Ruru Dike. That means the man that have reached a man. A man that have reached a man, that is a strong man. The man that have reached what to be used man to do, that's Nwokoruru Dike. Dike is Dike. In the English interpretational approach, you will say Dike is a strong man, but in our cultural explanation of Dike is the man who have reached to represent a people. Dikemba, Dikemba, So it is an apostleship. It is an apostleship in the traditional scene of our culture, and in English language, it is what they call Soter, Sother, Soter. Okay, now Dike Doroma Buonwea, Dike Doroma Buonwea. Dike Doroma Buonwea. That is the strong man that Doroma, that went to fight for his people and died. That is, went to die for his people. Dike Doroma Buonwea, the man that went to die for his people. And that is what the name means. And the English interpretation is Emmanuel. Emmanuel. And that is the name they said they gave Jesus Christ. So Jesus Christ is already known by our ancestors. Jesus Christ is already known by our generational fathers. They know whom Jesus Christ is, and they called him Dike Doroma Buonwea, Emmanuel. If by English language is Emmanuel, that means Dike Doroma Buonwea is Jesus Christ, and the apostleship of the traditional sin towards salvation in our culture. I only try to understand that we are explaining the 12th apostleship of Jesus Christ. We are trying to explain the 12th apostleship of Jesus Christ in our cultural sin. In our cultural sin. In our cultural sin. So the third one is Obo Ebula Dike. Obo Ebula Dike. Obo Ebula Dike. So it is an authority which in English language is called Ehik. E-H-I-C. E-H-I-C. Ehik. So Obo Ebula Dike is Ehik in the English language. It's a spirit, it's an apostle. It's also a messenger. These are spirits that have appeared unto prophets and men of God on earth for centuries and reveal mysteries that kept the world going till today. All right, all these powers were assembled together by Jesus Christ to form 12 apostles in the human manifestation. Don't forget I said that. So, Obo Ebula Dike. In our next video, I will each of these names I mentioned, I will now give elaborate teachings or what he represents. But I'm mentioning the name so that you, in our Igbo language and as well as in the English language. Then I want you to go and research it in your own culture, and then come back to me to tell me that indeed is a divine revelation. Number 4, Evula obi aladike. Evulobi 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 aladike. That is what the Englishman, the apostle, or the power that Englishman call tetragrammaton. Evula obi aladike. Evulobi aladike. Tetragrammaton. That is the power of all magic. It is the power of all black and white necromancy of thoughts. It is hanged on tetragrammaton. That is what we call Evulobi aladike and Evulobi aladike. Tetragrammaton. So now when you are commanding on this level, you are only on the 5th ground of authority. You see, each prophet embraced one of these apostles to work with. Each prophet embraced one of these apostles to work with. Now, the 6th one is what we call Oku Umudike. Oku Umudike. Oku Umudike. Oku Umudike. Oku Umudike means Oku is the bow of the strong. The bow of the strong. Oku Umudike, the bow of the strong. Oku Umudike is also Omenala. And that is one of the apostles of Kamanejerievula. You know, Kamanejerievula is the elder brother of Jesus Christ in the flesh. Jesus Christ too is still Kamano. He is the Kamano in our culture. But Kamano is not one now. Are you getting me here? We have Kamanejerievula. We have Kamanezala. We have Kamano this, we have Kamano that. You understand? Just like Lord this, Lord that one. Okay, that is Kamano. So Jesus Christ fall in the category of the Kamanos. That is why they call it Kaluku, Kalubisi, Kamano Ejerievula, Kalubisi, Kaluku, Kamano, Nnamdi Kamano. My father is Kamano. Nnamdi Kamano means my father is Kamano. So let us proceed. I want you to understand something. I want you to have something over there today. So Okumudike in English language is called Ascha. How do they spell that Ascha? It's spelled A-Y-S-C-H-E-R. Ascha. That is what Okumudike means. The 7th one is Nwamadi Ogbuoke. Nwamadi Ogbuoke or Nwamadi Ogbuokoba. That is another synonym of acronym in the universalist language of this ecclesiastical order in our culture. And then Amadi Ogbuoke is what the Englishman call Jehovah. Then listen, you will know that for us to be able to discern these mysteries and bring it out, that we are not joking. We are not here because we want to enjoy your money. We are here because we have to pass the message the Father have sent us here to pass. Do you understand me? Amadi Ogbuoke or Amadi Ogbuokoba, the man that slaughters cock, the man of slaughtering. Amadi Ogbuoke, the man of slaughtering, or Amadi Ogbuokoba, the man of slaughtering cock. That is what it is in the in the masonry. We learn about the Ogbuoke. Now the Ogbuoke is a symbol taken in the masonry. Amadi Ogbuoke. You see, and that means in our culture, if you come in the mix of men, you salute based on the level that you have reached in this apostleship. Amadi Ogbuoke. But we are taught in the masonry as a sign of greeting. But in my culture, it is just Amadi Ogbuoke. You see, knowledge is power. I was taught about apron in the Order of Light of Restitution Order, which is AMOC. I first met apron in AMOC in the English Ecclesiastical Order, but I first met apron in my culture in the court of the white, the white court of the elders, which they call Ngolongolo. This apron is what we call Ngolongolo, and it is the elders. It's a level in the entrance. It is how you will be dressed when you are entering the court of the elders, the order of the white of the elders, the lotus white of the elders, something of that nature. That is where apron comes in our culture. And when you are doing that initiation process, you will wear the apron, which is Ngolongolo. But the apron today in the Restitution Order means a different thing. The apron in Masonry means a different thing. The apron in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints means a different thing. So I put on the apron in my culture as a royal high priest. As a royal high priest that I am, I was introduced into the order of the elders, where I wear the Ngolongolo to perform the ritual processes of coming into the court of the elders, because the business that I am going into has to do with it. Do you understand it? Now, in the masonry, I was also introduced in apron signs and all that. Let me not deviate from what I came here to do. Amadi Ogbuoke. So if you are a masonry all over the world, also understand that I am a mason too, and I have discovered this truth. Go back to your culture and you will understand all these things they are teaching you allegorically, will I call it, there is no practical force. All of us want something, a practical force. We want a science to perform for something to happen, and we cannot find it. For this reason, we are in Rosicrucian. For this reason, we are in Masonry. For this reason, we are in Ogboni. For this reason, we are in Ekanka. For this reason, we are in this, we are in that. As an Omeya out there, I am an Omeya too. I understand the principles of the rock and the metal. I understand that. And I tell you, return back to your culture and follow the salvation principle. I assure you, you will gain salvation. That is where the truth lies, which I have discovered, and I am sharing it with you. If you discover same and apply same, we will have a balance, and we will be able to push out that which is unnecessary, and then establish our foundation on the core value of our existence. We proceed. Now we go down to the next man. He say Ezumezu. Ezumezu is what the Englishman call Lord of Zabot or Lord of Sabbath. It's what in our culture we call Ezumezu. And this is one of the apostles of Jesus Christ. Among the 12 apostles, all these names are represented in that 12 apostles. And by the time you will come into studying the characteristics of these apostles, you will begin to identify these names in each of the apostles. At least I have identified the first one to be Amadi Ohankuma. We identify it in Apostle Peter, sorry. So if you now, with time we will start discussing, you will identify each of these names. You will target to one apostle. You will see its character played out. Good. Ezumezu. Ezumezu is the Zabot or Sabbath. depending on your pronunciation. Sabbath is S-A-B-A-O-T-H. Zabbath is Z-A-B-A-O-T-H. You see, the only difference there is the S and the Z. So it is either you call it Zabbath or you call it Sabbath, the Lord of Zabbath or the Lord of Sabbath. That is what Ezumezu in Igbo culture stands for. And that is an apostle in the apostleship of Jesus Christ. Now, after Ezumezu, we now come into what we call Ntegwurugwu Asa. Ntegwurugwu Asa. Ntegwurugwu Asa, which is the Lord of hosts in the English language. Ntegwurugwu Asa. Now, let me come down a little bit to explain this Ntegwurugwu Asa. That is the symbol of the 7 golden candlestand. That is what Ntegwurugwu Asa means. That is the authority Moses used in the land of Egypt to cause the first sons in Egypt to die. That is Ntegwurugwu Asa. That is the symbol that Moses used in the serpent of wilderness, which he used to create a wooden stick of serpent and say, look upon it, and the serpent in the wilderness will not harm you. And those that the serpent has harmed, look upon it and it will heal. Such a mystery. So that is Ntegwurugwu Asa. That Ntegwurugwu Asa in English language is what they call the Lord of Hosts. It's Ntegwurugwu Asa, the Lord of Hosts. Ntegwurugwu Asa. That is the formation or the symbolical representative of command is either the 7 candlestick or the staff with the serpent. That is the order of Ntegwurugwu Asa. When Moses challenged Pharaoh, he created these 7 candlesticks on the night and then performed the sacrifices or as with the goats and animals as required, and then asked the children of Israel to take the blood of that sacrifice and paint on their doors so that the angel of death will pass over and go and hit the houses of the Egyptians. A simple sacrifice, a simple honor, and those things happen. the God throw a wood to Moses to use and do it. No, it's the same wood he picked in the wilderness, perform the ritual and present it. It becomes what it is. But somebody here today will say, when he saw my staff, he said, no, without a while, we're going to cut up junction, go by. And this person said he is a lettered and intelligent person. I don't know whether there is a staff that any man have used on earth that they've been thrown to from heaven to him, if not the one he picked from the earth and make it what it is. So don't try what you don't know, and don't get involved in what will consume you, because the world is more mysterious than you can imagine. So we are talking about the mysteries of all mysteries, the citation on all spirits, the spirit in the burning bush, helmet of Moses and Aaron, and the healing by amulet. We are also talking about the spirit magical art according to white and black magic displayed by Aaron and Moses. We are talking about that which was written in the Kabbalistic principles, that which was confirmed by Talmudian principles. We are talking about that culture that the Kemet fall from heaven. No, it originated from our fathers. We are talking about the sacred skull and the sacred heart gospel of our culture, which is in compassion of the Sato Arepotenet or Parerotas. We are talking about the invocation of the authorities of heaven and earth, waters, mountains, the lights and beyond, which we say is the Mehi Fasto Credi Expato. You know, we are talking about the immense host of heaven and earth. It is an apostle. It is a spirit. And that order is called the Lord of Hosts, Ntegwurugwu Asa. So when you see me with this staff, it means the Lord of Hosts. When you see me with this staff, it represents the staff with the serpent. It is not me who formed it. That I restored it is not by my own thinking. It is written. It is written. It is written. It is written. And I will show you where it's written. You see the symbol of the golden candlestick. I think you can see it there. It is not me who formed it. Okay. Let me also show to you the symbol of the staff and the serpent, so that you will understand that these things were not prepared or were not imaginations of my own person. These things were what the Lord have commanded that I should do over the restoration of the kingdom and the state of Biafra. We are not here because we want your favor. We are not here because we want your support. We are here because you have to listen to us. You have to learn from us, because the message that the Father has given unto us to send to you is not a message of play. Look at this sign. Though you can see as old as it is, you will see it is the staff with serpents. I am not the one who wrote this. I'm not the one who drew it. You can see the principle. What I am commanded is to restore it. I have prepared the seals and have restored the staff. Do not think it's because we want to show. Did you see it? Did you understand it? So what do we do? What you see here, it is according to the written principles, not because we got it for by ourselves. And I am explaining to you what it means. Many who has it cannot tell you. Those who saw it, maybe you went and create it somewhere. Go to Roman Catholic, sometimes I think in Vatican you can see the 7 candlesticks. They don't even know the meaning, but they stole it. So how can you own what you cannot explain? How does something you cannot explain belongs to you? That's a question. So the Romans are criminals, the British are criminals, the Americans are thieves, the France are rogues. It is time they pay us back. They will pay us back. By the time I am on the throne, they will understand that we are ready. For now, we are cleansing our foundation. We are making our foundation to be clean first, and then we'll come up. The soldiers are fighting the war whereby we the kings are preparing to do the king's duty. Kings will rise. Kings will rise. And when those kings are installed as kings on their throne, then Biafra issue will emerge to come forth. Quote Dr. Charles Chukwemeka Amanze. It is coming. All right, we proceed. That is not why we are here today. We are here to explain the apostleship of Jesus Christ. We're talking about the Integru Wasa, which is the Lord of hosts, in the symbolic of the Kabbalistic principle, or that of the universal necromancy order of the 6 and 7 books of Moses. Okay. Eke Nguru or Eke Nguru. E-K-E Nguru. N-G-W-U-R-U. With the pom-pom near Lelu. So now you know where you go put the pom-pom. What is Eke Nguru? Eke Nguru is the Lord of heaven. The Lord of hosts is different. The Lord of heaven is different. I mean, in our culture. So how is this man who produces these things has to say they are of satanic lineage? Kai Boro Oba, this is humiliating. This is humiliating. That a people who were able to fashion out and interpret their stand in the culture towards the worshipping of eternal God is saying that they are of devilish descent. It's not true now. You can't tell me that nonsense. We proceed. Eke Nguru, the Lord of heaven. Eke Nguru, the Lord of heaven. Now, Abali Ujichi. Abali Ujichi, the Lord of earth. Abali Ujichi, the Lord of earth. That is, out of the earth comes darkness. Abali Ujichi. Abali Ujichi. Now, after Abali Ujichi, we have what we call Amade Ogbuevula, strong and mighty Ehihe. What you call Ehihe, strong and mighty Ehihe. E-H-E-H-E, Ehihe. This, upon these 12 that I have mentioned, contains the powers and wisdom to rule over the spirit of heaven and hell, over the ministering angels and spirits of the fourth element, as well as of the 7 planets. The bearer of these 7 seals and 12 tables, that is to say, the bearer or the man who knew the 7 spirits and these 12 tables, which is the 12 apostles. These 12 tables means the 12 apostles. So Jesus Christ walked with the 12 tables, manifest them as his apostles. You see why he was so powerful. Okay. Conclusively, these spirits, or these 7 seals and 12 tables, or this 12 apostleship, is the kingdom's highest mystery. Is the kingdom's highest mystery of the King of Kings and the Spirit Oath, which is the order of the first mystery, that is in conjuration. If you stand upon this order in the culture, you can invoke upon the water, you can invoke by air, you can invoke by fire, you can invoke on the earth. What does that mean? The ritual that is supposed to perform on earth, you can perform it. The ritual that's supposed to be given to the air, you can do it. The ritual that's supposed to be performed by fire, you can do it. The ritual that's supposed to be performed by water, you can do it. That is what makes you the priest of the King of Kings in our culture. When you attend to this 12th order as a person, you are qualified to be called a priest in our land. That is what makes you Dibia G04. A Dibia G04, enwere Dibia Mborogu, enwere Dibia Mkpa Ahịhịa, enwere witchcraft Dibia, Dibia Ogbanje, enwere Dibia Owumiri. Are you getting me? Enwere Dibia Nduke. But Dibia Ofologu ka m na-akọwa na this apostleship. That native doctor with the iron, the rod, which is the iron, and the scepter. Do you understand? That is the native doctor we are explaining, or the high priest we are explaining, or the chief priest we are explaining in our culture, no matter the name you give it. So Jesus Christ was a high priest who manifested the office of his traditional attainment into apostleship and used it to proclaim his message. He brought in this message. Conclusively, Jesus Christ's placard in the scripture or in the text of the Bible is a manifestation of the word and symbols to materialism and spiritual empowerment unto a perfect man. That is what Jesus Christ represents in our culture. So, these 12 apostles I mentioned in our culture now is the 12 apostles of Kamano Buisi. Kamano Buisi. Do you understand it? That is, they are the controller of the apostles. He controls all anything that has to do with the authority of the Father. He is the Son. Kamano Buisi, the head. Then his senior other Kamanos, other sons, they are all Kamanos in our Igbo language. And then Kamano Ezudo is what we call Jesus Christ, and you call he's the Prince of Peace. That's Kamano Ezudo, Prince of Peace, Kamano Ezudo, and righteousness. So this today explains to you that our fathers worshipped God. Our fathers served the omnipotency and omniscience and omnipresence of the supreme of all supremacy. They never were evil, neither were there anything that is called evil. I know that the gospel, according to my cultural presentation, is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And I know all over the world as a Christian, I know all over the world as a Hindu, I know all over the world as a pagan, I know all over the world as whatever thing you believe, that the gospel that we preach today, according to the presentation of the ancient order through our culture, is what you need to understand. I know it to be true, and I testify it to you in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. I wish you well. See you once again on this video.